Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Logical Nonsense Podcast. It is freaking March, baby. We've got Dodge, we got Kaden. We're about to make one of the best brackets you've ever seen. We're going to take home that millie, split it three ways, and I'm going to keep it all to myself. You know what it be, baby. Dodge's birthday. Everyone wish Dodge a happy birthday on this March 18th. Big day. He's 56 years old today, so we got to make sure that we all give him a beer. Little IPA action. He said he had 4 of them before this, so we'll see how this pod goes. You know what it be, baby. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe. We're on the road to 1,000 by the end of the year. You know what it is. You know what it is. We are just got a notification. We are the 144th most listened to podcast in Nigeria, boys. Hell yeah. So that's
go.
Huge.
That's so. I mean, I probably shouldn't say that. All right, going.
We love our Nigerian fans.
March Madness brackets. I was talking to Kaden. Kaden is not very happy with the selection committee. Kaden, why aren't you very happy with them this year?
This year, I think they were pretty lazy. There was a lot of upsets in conference tournaments, and I think instead of restructuring the bracket, they kind of just threw teams in, filled them in. Like Duquesne should not have been an 11. They did the Mountain West dirty. Utah State, the winner of the Mountain West, 14-4, got an 8 seed. When San Diego State, who didn't win the conference or the conference tournament, got a 5 seed. I think New Mexico at an 11 was kind of low for them. I think they should have been like a 7 to a 9. Nevada at a 10. Overall, they just didn't respect them. I didn't think Michigan State should have got in. I think they just, because of their coach and their name, got in. I think the Big East got done a little bit dirty. They only got 3 teams in. I think Florida Atlantic shouldn't have got in, especially not at an 8.
Whoa.
They didn't have a good. They lost to Temple in their conference tournament, so I think they just were lazy this year. But it's still March, and we still love it. So
let me run against you real quick.
Yeah, go for it.
So Utah State, their BPI rankings 49th or 48th in the country. So I can see why they're lower than San Diego State. I have to say FAU I think deserves to be in the tournament. Maybe not an 8 seed, but they deserve to be in the tournament. I think generally I would agree that mid-majors kind of got screwed, and Michigan State is the most obvious of that example where, yeah, it's kind of weird. I mean, metrics-wise, they seem like a good team, but at the same time, they just didn't win a lot of games. So when you don't win a lot of games, who cares about metrics? Am I right? So
no, it felt like they kind of threw away like the BPI, the net ratings for a lot of teams. They just kind of threw those out the window. Like Indiana State was 29 in the net, and they didn't even last 4 in. Like they were way off. I thought they should have been at least a play-in. Give them the opportunity. They were good this year.
They should have been in. Yeah, I agree with that one.
So which teams besides Indiana State do you guys think should have been in?
I think you could have considered St. John's or Seton Hall from the Big East. They're both up there. They had pretty good resume, quad ones. They had a lot of quad, like 10 and 10, both of them. I think they could have snuck in. Virginia to me was kind of on that bubble. I think you could have almost slid them out, even though they were third in the ACC. I think a first 4 for them is fine, but they're
third in
close.
The ACC.
Pitt could have snuck in too, I think, over a team.
That's true.
Yeah. But the bubble this year,
I completely agree with Indiana State, and St. John's could have been in as well, especially with how they played recently.
There's so many bid stealers this year that it just felt like the committee almost didn't know what to do on that last day.
I think it's always interesting. I mean, the NCAA has been screwing people over, whatever sport it is. So it doesn't matter the sport, right? Let's get into the brackets. If you are new here, we do something called a little rapid fire picks. This is a little alteration of rapid fire picks today. We are going to be doing majority of the rapid fire picks. So I name the 2 teams. For example, this first one, UConn Stetson. Then we all say our thing, whatever the majority is of the group, that will be our bracket. This bracket will be posted into ESPN. And like I said, fate has it, we are going to win $1 million. So the first ever perfect bracket starting now. All right, here we go, boys. So starting out, what I just said, UConn versus Stetson. I've been hearing a lot of rumors about no one's been hearing rumors about Stetson. UConn Stetson. Let's go around the board. Dodge.
UConn.
Caden.
Yep, UConn.
To the next round. East, we haven't said it yet, but East is one of the toughest divisions on this. There's a lot of dangerous teams in this side. I feel like whoever gets out of this is either going to be very tough and, well rehearsed, gone through a lot of adversity, or they're just going to be fucking tired. One of the two.
Yeah.
So, going to our next one, FAU versus Northwestern. Dodge.
Give me FAU, but I could go either way on this one.
Kaden.
I'm going Northwestern on this one. I really don't think FAU is that solid this year.
I'm also going with Northwestern. Big Ten, tried and true, baby.
I'm okay with that. Yeah.
San Diego State versus UAB.
Caden, go first.
Yeah, I got San Diego State on this one. I just don't think UAB is that solid of a team. They won their conference, but it was due to a lot of upsets.
All right.
Is this your first?
I agree with you. UAB is the worst team. San Diego State's a better team, but they are 2-1 against the top 25.
Uh-oh.
And it makes me give question. And this is, I think, where I want to go. A 12-5 upset UAB.
I hate to go against upsets, Doug, but I think the San Diego State team is solid. I think they're solid, man. I'm gonna go San Diego State here.
Right.
Auburn, Yale.
Auburn's one of the best teams, I think.
Yeah,
So
I agree with that.
They're hot right now.
I really like Auburn right now. They obviously just won the SEC, I believe. They're a good team. They're a very good team.
This East side, you have the SEC winner, the Big 12 winner, the Big 10 winner, and UConn, the Big East winner, all in the same bracket. Like, it's just ridiculous.
Very hot side, yeah.
Yeah.
BYU, Duquesne.
I got BYU. I don't think Duquesne should have even been an 11.
I also got BYU.
No upsets so far, but I would have gone Duquesne here, but I am not the majority. BYU. Illinois versus Morehead State.
Morehead State is not terrible, but Illinois is just too good also from the Big Ten. So, yeah, Illinois.
This is a team's coming in hot. They just won their conference tournament, and then they falter in the first round. Give me some Morehead. I want it.
Way.
Morehead State.
Second in it. This is our first upset.
No
baby.
way, boys. Boy, no. The Big Ten champ. Come on.
Washington State versus Drake. This one's tough, man. We all know this Drake's team's very tough, but Washington State is our home. What's up?
I'm gonna come out and say it.
Uh-oh.
Drake.
He's about that OVO gang.
I'm with Dodge on this one too. I think any other side of the bracket, Drake could make a Sweet 16. I think they got a tough draw here, but Washington State, we've been playing kind of poor the last couple weeks, and I think Drake's the better team right now.
Drake's a good team too.
They're solid.
All right. Well, it doesn't matter what I would have said. I would have said Washington State. I think Miles Rice is going to turn it on this tourney. But this is our bracket. So
one thing about Washington State, they have a good defense, and that does win games in the tournament. Yep. Obviously, I'm a Washington State fan, but Drake is just playing better more recently. So,
yeah, it's a tough draw for WSU. That's for sure. Iowa State versus South Dakota State.
I think Iowa State could have been a 1 seed, so give me that.
I think they should have been a 1 or close to it, and they got the worst 2 seed, which is ridiculous in my opinion. They just smoked Houston by 30.
Yeah, Iowa State's another team that we could see make upsets in Elite 8, maybe even make it to Final 4. They're a very, very solid team. So North Carolina versus the winner of Howard versus Wagner.
Yep. Yeah, UNC barely. I think it's gonna be a little scary first half, and then not. And then 25-point win.
Tar Heels.
This one's interesting because I know Kaden doesn't like this Michigan State team. Mississippi State versus Michigan State.
Michigan State is either going to lose here or they're going to go to the Final Four. It's just the way they always are. I hate it. I'm going to go Mississippi State, though. I just don't believe in this Michigan State team.
I
Doug.
disagree. I'm going to go Michigan State because Mississippi State is also
Yep.
kind of on a down. I think they've lost 3 of the last 5, if I'm not mistaken. So is Michigan State, but I think Michigan State just slightly better coach, slightly better team. Maybe feel like they need to prove themselves that they deserve to be in. They win this
I
game.
agree.
I like Michigan State here. I think they've been here too many times with Tom Izzo. Give me Michigan State, baby. St. Mary's versus GCU. The WAC champion versus the WCC champion. Battle of the West Coast.
I think a lot of people are going to be looking at this as their 12/5 upset. GCU's 30-win team. For me, St. Mary's just plays such good defense, and they're so efficient. I think they're very solid. I like St. Mary's here, and I'm not going to fall in the GCU trap.
I think St. Mary's is a very solid team. I completely agree.
All right. St. Mary's it is. I do like how consistent St. Mary's has been this year for the most part. Obviously, did they lost to Gonzaga once, right?
Yeah, once. Yep.
Yeah.
The last
they
game
won
of the
the
regular
other
season.
two, but yeah, I just feel like they've been a solid team all year long, and yeah, it's finally nice to see a different champion than Gonzaga. I mean, I didn't say that. Alabama, Charleston.
This is my upset in this little quadrant. I like Charleston. They shoot the ball well. Alabama plays absolutely zero defense. This game might be 105 to 95, something in that realm of possibility. I like Charleston in this one.
Duggery doodah.
I am also going to go Charleston because Alabama plays bad D.
100% here. We all have Charleston, baby.
They're 2-7 against top 25 teams at Alabama, and they just are not clutch. So,
sheesh. Okay. Logical Nonsense podcast. We've got 2 13 seeds, I believe. Oh, no, we got a 14 seed and a 13 seed. All right. Our next one, Clemson, New Mexico. Can I start this one?
Yep.
Yeah, go ahead.
Clemson's a football team, man. Hell no. Give me New Mexico.
We'll probably say the same thing. They're favored in this game. I know that. I saw that line. Clemson's cold. New Mexico's hot. They just won the conference tournament, Mountain West tournament. So New Mexico.
Honestly, think New Mexico is a better team anyway. So
easy upset there. Baylor, Colgate.
now I'm always tempted with the Baylor 3 seeds because ever since Yale, you remember Yale back in like what was it, 2017, 2016? But give me Baylor. I don't think they fall to Colgate. I think they're just a more experienced team, a better ready team for the tournament.
Yep. I agree. Baylor here. Colgate, they're enticing, but they made the tournament last year, but they're just not the same team. They're not as good as they were last year, so I'll go Baylor.
Dayton versus Nevada. This one's interesting to me.
I got Nevada in this one. Dayton's been cold lately. They should be a team that wins the A10. I don't know how they're a 7 line the way they've been playing lately, and Nevada's been playing hot, so I'm gonna go Nevada.
Doug.
Nevada's 3-1 against top 25 opponents, and I think Nevada's an underrated team. I also think Dayton pulled a little bit of a higher seed than they should have been. So Nevada.
I would have gone Dayton here, and the reasoning being is I believe they have a very hot player on their team. Darren Holmes, 20 points per game. That's a guy that can get hot in March, and that's why I would have gone with Dayton. But I'm okay with Nevada. I know they're also a good team. So Arizona versus Long Beach State.
Oh man,
there's a 15 seed to do it.
I know.
This is the matchup.
Yeah, there's been
but
a 15
I don't
I disagree. I disagree. I think there's a better 15 seed, but
there's a 15 seed that's made the Sweet 16 the last 2 years. You got to keep that in mind. However, in Long Beach State, their coach got fired, but he's still coaching, and now here they are. I don't think Arizona loses 2 years in a row as a 2 seed. I think they're way more solid this year than they were last year, so I'll go Zona.
Same.
Okay. The reason I said this one's kind of, for lack of, I don't know, this is a good word, enticing to me is because, I don't know, Arizona kind of chokes a little bit. The big games.
They do.
So
They do.
that's why it's kind of jazzing me up a little bit. But Houston, Longwood.
Yeah, this
Houston.
Houston.
All right, Nebraska, Texas A&M.
Mm.
All right. So all the statistics are saying A&M's a better team. But give me Nebraska and Tominga. If you've ever watched Tominga play basketball, that man's carrying the Cornhuskers, baby, on his back. On his back.
Yep. Another case of teams that are both high-powered offensively when they get it going. I like A&M, but I'm going to swing Nebraska here.
Hell yeah. Give me K-State, baby.
Uh,
Japanese
That's what I'm saying.
takeover. Sheesh. Wisconsin, James Madison. I'll go with Wisconsin. I think this is we haven't picked a 12 seed here, which is scaring me as a bracket, but I will go with Wisconsin. Doug?
I'm going with James Madison. And why? Because this is the best 12 seed in the tournament. They're 31-3. They just don't lose basketball games. And there has to be 12-5 upsets. Everyone knows that. James Madison is the one against Wisconsin.
Man.
I don't
They've
know
beaten
how
the
I
only
feel.
top 25 team they
I
played.
know, but they beat Michigan State in the first game of the year.
I know.
And they're bad. And 31-3, I think, is super enticing to pick as an upset.
Do it. Do it,
I like
brother.
Wisconsin, though. I like Wisconsin more than I like James Madison. I'm sorry.
Going with Wisconsin.
I think everyone's going to pick James Madison, and then Wisconsin's going to come out and beat them by 30. I think it's a trap game for brackets.
No.
I agree.
No.
I agree. Duke, Vermont.
I don't think this game should be overlooked because Vermont has a nasty way of just hanging around in the tournament and being an upset team.
Yep.
But I think Duke wins.
I agree. Vermont's
this
always
could be
here,
a bracket
but
buster for sure.
yeah, I think Duke's the better team.
We'll go with Duke. Scary one, though. I don't feel confident in this. Texas Tech versus NC State.
I like Texas Tech here. They play really good defense. They're pretty efficient offensively. I feel like NC State, even though they just won the ACC tournament, everyone thinks they're hot. I just think Texas Tech is a better team.
NC State's definitely hot, but not every team that's hot can move on. And I think Texas Tech, like you said, is just the better team and better for March Madness, especially with the defense.
Nobody believes in DJ Burns.
Big boy.
Big boy. He's fun to watch, I will say.
Mm-hmm.
I hope we get some DJ Burns magic. Kentucky versus Oakland.
All right, let me cook here.
Uh-oh. Don't let this man cook.
Kentucky's been overrated this entire season. Why are they a 3 seed? They do not deserve to be a 3 seed. They deserve to be like a 5 seed. And Oakland is honestly not the worst 14 seed. And yet we have a 14 seed, I believe, already winning. I think this is upset material. Kentucky's been overrated by not like pundits, especially just continuously. And if Oakland's hot, Oakland can win this game. There's no doubt in my mind. If Oakland offense is hot, they can win this game. And I have them winning.
Kaden?
Kentucky's too good in my mind. They have the rookie or the freshman of the year. They put up 100 points a game. I like Oakland. I think it could happen, but Kentucky's also a team to me they're a first-round exit or they're making a Final Four run this year.
Yeah,
I think their offensive efficiency is too high. When they want to play defense, they can, even though they never do. I like Kentucky.
They never do.
I can see this. This is another game where I feel like it's either going to be a blowout or it's going to be fucking just like on your fucking nail biter. And if it's a nail biter, I think Oakland will win, but I'll go Kentucky. Doug is mad over there. Florida or are they playing Colorado State? Is that who they are?
Colorado
Boise?
and Boise State.
Oh, Colorado, Boise
Whoever.
State.
Yeah.
I got whoever wins against Boise State and Colorado State. I think Boise State shouldn't have been in the first 4. I think they're better than that. And Florida just
I
lost their
agree.
center in the SEC championship game. He's
Yep.
not going to play in the tournament. And Colorado is good too. They just almost won the Pac-12. I think whoever wins that game they're a little hot. They go in, they beat Florida.
I agree. Boise State, I think, is better than what the selection committee gave them credit for. I also got to go with Boise State because there's a boy from Mount Spokane on Boise State. I got to go with that. Plus, I'm an Idaho boy. You know what it be? Boise State. Give me that.
I would have gone Florida, but that's I'm fine with that one. Both teams are hot there.
Marquette, Western Kentucky.
Now, I think this is the worst 2 seed on the list. And I think if there is a 2 seed defaulter, it will be Marquette. They heavily rely on their offense, and that's never good for a tournament. But I still think Western Kentucky is not good enough to get it done. So, Marquette.
I agree. I think any other 15 seed, and you're looking at a legit upset shot, but I think Western Kentucky is also kind of a poor 15 seed. Marquette's, I don't know if their best player is going to be back. He's injury, but I still got Marquette.
I would have gone Western Kentucky, so that would have been interesting. But it's all right. Let's go forward. Purdue versus I don't even know who the hell's playing.
Montana State and Grambling.
Ooh, okay.
Give me the Bobcats of Montana State. Sorry, Purdue.
Give me Purdue, please.
Purdue will win by 40.
Please give me.
They're Choke City, though. I will say that. Utah State versus TCU.
I got to defend
This
Utah
is a good
State.
game.
I was talking them up. This is probably one of the best games in the first round. Both teams play the exact same. I like Utah State here, though. Just barely.
Me too.
Oh, my bad. I should have picked that. It's okay. You picked them, so we're good. Uh-oh. Gonzaga versus McNeese. Everyone's been talking about this. The chatter. Yep. I went to middle school with Anton Watson. I know that man can ball.
Someone speak.
Doug?
Gonzaga is going to win. I do not want to see this be our 12-5 upset. I propose other 12-5 upsets that are better than that one.
Uh-oh. This is our last 12-5. We don't have a 12-5. You know this. Statistically, we have to pick this.
Statistically, we should have chose 2, boys. And I chose a different 2. Neither of you went for it.
McNeese is
this is not it.
I offer a trade. We take Gonzaga and we put James Madison over Wisconsin because I feel like Gonzaga is way better than McNeese.
Thank you.
I think McNeese is overhyped too.
I don't like this majority because I can't. I'm only one voice. I can't veto. There's no veto power. So he kind of just made a power trip move there, and I didn't really appreciate that. Going back up, apparently. Back up to James Madison, wherever the hell they are.
I would have had all 5 seeds, I guess. We're being realistic, which is not a good one.
All right, well, Kansas, Samford.
Okay.
God, our bracket's going to be busted first round because of that.
We'll see.
Hear me out. Kaden?
No.
I know you're a Kansas fan.
We suck. No. I know.
But I'm going Samford.
It's fine.
And the reason why is just because a 4 seed has. There's always a blue blood that loses early, and this year it's Kansas. I've backed Kansas in the past, but
I'm looking to see if we have any other blue blood. No, we
have blue bloods going through.
Uh-oh. He's got a point, boys. Uh-oh.
Here is where I'm scared at on this game. Kansas does not defend the 3 well. Samford's a top 8 team in the country 3-point shooting-wise. It's scary. They weren't even the best team in their conference, though. Kansas, we get both our players back. We'll be healthy. We can't make a 3, so I'm also scared about that. But I got to back my boys. I think we're just a little bit better than Samford. Just a little bit. I just want one win this year because we suck and we play We just can't score offensively. But I'm going to go Kansas. Got to support.
Give me Samford, baby.
Oh, they were losing to Gonzaga in the second round. So
yeah, I'm sorry, Kaden.
no,
we didn't go with Washington State either.
Kansas,
Kansas sorry,
sucks.
but...
We suck this year.
Carolina versus Oregon.
Oregon.
I got Oregon.
Give me Oregon. They're hot
I got
right
Oregon. Again, haven't picked 11 seed. I think Oregon's hot. I like them.
I would have gone South Carolina, but I can respect the Oregon. They're hot.
Creighton, Akron. What a weird matchup.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Creighton. Creighton's good.
Does Creighton even deserve to be a 3 seed?
More deservingly than Kentucky.
Oh, definitely more deserving than Kentucky.
Give them that one. I think so. They beat UConn by 20. Like 2 weeks ago.
I mean, could Creighton make an argument for 2 seed? Is what I was trying to say. I think maybe
over Marquette.
Yeah, that's my one argument. But yeah.
Whenever I think of Creighton, I think of Doug McDermott.
Mm-hmm.
Texas. Is that Virginia? Colorado State?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Give me Texas.
Me too. I think Colorado State would have a better chance of beating Texas than Virginia would, but I think Texas better.
All right, last one. St. Peter's versus Tennessee. We know about this St. Peter's team. What's his name? Doug Eater?
Yep.
I don't think he's on the team anymore.
Again.
He's not on the team anymore. We didn't pick any 15 over 2s. There's been one the last 2 years. But I think Tennessee's they're good. Dalton Connect should be the player of the year, in my opinion, over Zach Edey. I'll go Tennessee.
Tennessee is one of the best teams in the country, honestly. So, yeah.
All right, back to the top. Damn, ESPN upgraded their graphics this year. I like this. UConn, Northwestern.
UConn. So he's.
Yeah, defending champs. They're gonna move on.
Yeah, I think they're arguably the best team in the country. San Diego State versus Auburn.
Got Auburn here. I'm not too high on San Diego State personally, and Auburn's just playing too hot right now.
I'm high. Exactly. I'm same with you, Hunter. I'm high on Auburn. So
I think if there's a team that can beat UConn, I think Auburn's got a really good shot next round. BYU, Morehead State.
BYU.
I got BYU too. In my other bracket, I think I would have had them over Illinois. I just think BYU, they get hot. They're good.
BYU. Drake versus Iowa State. This one's tempting.
No, I am leaning Drake here. I'm gonna be completely honest. Iowa State chokes in the tournament every single year.
Kaden,
Drake is a good team. They're good. I know Iowa State's good. They had a chance to win the Big 12 this year, and they lost to K-State senior night at home. They're due to lose. They can beat the best teams, that they can lose to bad teams. I like Drake here.
No. This Iowa State team we just talked about deserved a 1 seed because they're that good. They're not going to lose to Drake. They're better than Drake. I think Iowa State is a team that can make a run. I don't think Iowa State is a team to lose to Drake in the second round.
It's always the teams that you think are secure.
No,
always the teams that you think are the best.
This game is in Omaha, though, too, which is right on Iowa State's home court.
They can make a run.
When you said Omaha, I got to go Iowa State. I'll go Iowa State. North Carolina, Michigan State. That might cost us, though. Michigan State versus North Carolina. Damn, classic.
I want to bring up a fact here that every year a 9 beats a 1, basically. 10 out of the last 12 years, a 9 or an 8 have beaten a 1 seed. If Michigan State gets to the first round, can they do it?
Nah, bro. Nebraska. What?
What do you think? What do you think, Kaden? Kaden?
I think North Carolina will win, but I think it'll be close. I think it'll be really close.
I agree that this game will be close and will be nervous for North Carolina fans to watch. In fact, if Michigan State had played a little hotter at the end, I would take Michigan State in this game. It's the fact that they've lost 3 of their last 5 that is like, depressing. And I think this game's close, especially in the first half, but North Carolina is the better team.
St. Mary's versus Charleston.
St. Mary's, they're the
Yep.
better team.
I like St. Mary's here too. I think when you're looking at a lot of these teams that are like go, 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 like Charleston, they usually end up losing to teams that are more defensive heavy in the tournament.
Definitely. New Mexico versus Baylor. Another enticing one to me.
No. I'm
Ooh,
sitting
Dodge
here.
is shaking his head.
I'm looking at New Mexico, Nevada, and I feel like one of them's going to win. And
Yeah, I can't
just
decide
don't
who.
know. Mexico's hot right now. Baylor's
Fuck it,
plays.
why not both?
Baylor,
Let
their
me-
offense is so good though right now. All right.
Let me decide for you then, Kaden.
Okay.
Because both of these, we can both agree, are enticing options. Baylor wins, Nevada wins. That's my two right there. Arizona, like we said, chokes. Baylor chokes a lot too, to be honest.
I know.
But I think Nevada is honestly a little underrated. I think New Mexico is too. Both these games are very similar. But I think Baylor, Nevada is the one I have.
I agree with Baylor. Their offense efficiency right now is just top 10. I'll go Nevada too. I'm not that high on this Arizona team. I think it's probably one of the better teams they've had, but I don't know. They just don't speak like a champion to me. They're just not that good.
It could. Either one, like New Mexico could make a run here.
Yeah.
Or Nevada could beat Arizona. Sorry.
All right. Anything else on those two games?
What do you think about those two games?
I think New Mexico is going to win. And I think Nevada.
Make your argument. Make your argument, Hunter.
I think New Mexico is just like a dangerous team. I don't know. They have like that spark that you see, and they're coming in hot. I like the team. I like the team a lot, but I also like this Nevada team. I think it's going to be like a weird matchup where you get both of them.
Ooh, I don't know if I can see both of them.
You always get a weird matchup in the Sweet 16, and I feel like
there's always like two double-digit seeds that play each other in the Sweet 16 every year. Yeah.
Okay, screw it. You've done it for me.
You want to do
it? Fuck it. Let's do it, baby. Like Houston versus Nebraska. Give me K-State, baby.
Give me Houston. I think they're the best team.
As much as I want the Cornhuskers to make it to the Sweet 16, finishing third in the Big Ten, baby, Houston is probably the best team in the country. So, give me Houston.
James Madison versus Duke. It's kind of a funny matchup, huh?
I like Duke here. I think I would have had them over Wisconsin too, so I think it's just the safer pick too.
Give me Duke.
Duke, blue blood. Texas Tech versus Kentucky.
I like Texas Tech here. Their defense is going to shut down Kentucky's offense. Big 12 versus SEC. Best team, best conference in basketball defensively is why Texas Tech wins this game.
Yeah, I would have had Kentucky losing last round. So, Hunter?
Texas Tech it is. Mac McClung has a chubby. All right. Boise State versus Marquette.
You start this one, Hunter.
Uh-oh.
Because I think it's close.
I think it's a really close game. But we've already picked a 10 seed. Do you see 2 10 seeds getting in the Sweet 16? It's possible.
Wait, we picked Drake over Iowa State?
No.
No. We picked.
Wait, who was
Nevada. We picked Nevada.
No. That's right.
You know what? Screw it. Give me Boise State.
Give me Marquette because it can't happen.
I just so not sold on Marquette.
I'm not either.
But
that's why I went with Boise State. And I also think give it to my boy Tyson Degenhart.
I also think if Florida beats Boise State, they beat Marquette. So I don't think Marquette goes that far. So I'll go Boise State, Colorado.
It's
kind of ugly.
But...
Now we got some upsets, boys.
Yeah.
Now we got some upsets.
Got
Purdue versus
content.
Utah State.
Oh, I low
We
key
know
want
about
to
this
pick
Purdue
Utah
team.
State. I think Purdue's better. I think
Purdue.
they're just too good. Yeah.
Stop it.
Gonzaga versus Samford.
Gonzaga.
Zags.
I don't. Sanford's
Makes
not
a
that
weird
good.
Sweet 16 run because I'm not, I think they just kind of are set up for it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
In another side, I don't think they make it that far, but I think they do it here.
Ducks versus Creighton.
I like Oregon here. I think they're hot right now. I don't know. I like Oregon. My gut just tells me Oregon here.
Kaden, you and I are on the same fucking page tonight, and I'm kind of loving it.
I love Creighton. I think they could make a Final Four run, but gut says Oregon in this matchup.
Oh, boys. Oregon's not that good. I know they're hot. I know they're hot, but boys. Creighton. Tennessee, like I said. Yeah. Tennessee is one of the best teams in the country.
How many double digit seeds we got?
We got
like 5. Seeds. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4.
That's
4.
perfect.
That's
there's always 3. There's always at least 3 in the last. Yeah, there's always at least 3 double digit seeds.
We've got 4. One too many.
No.
UConn versus Auburn. This is one I kind of hinted at it last time. I'm tempted.
This is where we break the bracket because I like Auburn here, and
we all like Auburn.
There hasn't been a defending champ since 07-08 Florida. UConn will not repeat. It ends right now.
Auburn, baby.
We all agree on that one.
Hell
yeah.
Wrong Tigers.
BYU versus Iowa State, Big 12 matchup. Anything can happen. Who you going with?
Iowa State.
Mm-hmm. Iowa State. I think Drake has a better chance of beating Iowa State than BYU does.
What I say earlier in the year? Zach Wilson's the worst quarterback in the NFL? Hell yeah, give me Iowa State, baby. North Carolina versus St. Mary's.
This one's tough because North Carolina does not deserve to make it to the Elite Eight.
I'm with Dodge on this one. I don't think North Carolina should be here. I don't think they're deserving of a 1 seed almost.
No, they're not.
I like St. Mary's. Fuck it.
Boys. Okay. St. Mary's. All right, that's fine. We're probably only going to have like 1 seed or 2, maybe.
Good. There hasn't been more than 2 1 seeds in a Final Four since 08.
All right. New Mexico versus Nevada. Where do you go with this one?
New Mexico.
Flip a coin.
Let them ride.
Yeah, I agree with New Mexico. They're hotter. They're
Houston, Duke.
Houston,
one of the best teams in the country.
Texas Tech versus Boise State.
It's got to end, boys.
I was going to say, I think it's Tech here. Yeah. I think Tech's a better team. Purdue versus Gonzaga.
Purdue. Sorry, Gonzaga.
Gonzaga does not deserve to.
They got a generous little bracket, part of their bracket. This is where it ends.
They luckily made the Sweet 16. The Zags did. No way I was going to put them in my Elite Eight.
Oregon, Tennessee.
Oregon. I'm riding them.
No, boys. No, boys. Oregon's not that good. What are we doing?
Wait, we have 2 11 seeds. Do we want to switch that?
But
what else we got?
Tennessee's one of the best teams in the country.
1-6.
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about Oregon. But who would you rather? Well, no, the other one's going to be a high seed either way.
Tennessee.
Yeah, I'd rather have Tennessee.
Click Tennessee on the other one. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, boys.
Auburn,
oh my god.
Auburn, Iowa State.
Oh fuck. So fun matchup here.
I'm riding with Auburn.
Me too, Hunter. Me too.
I'm riding with Iowa State. And my reasoning is they're just they just beat Houston by 30. They're good.
But you wanted them to lose to Drake.
I know, but they're here now. They're hot. They're 4 games in.
Auburn's even more hot.
St. Mary's, New Mexico.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
St.
What did we
Mary's.
do? What did we do?
That's crazy, man.
We have St. Mary's making a Final Four. What did we do, boys?
Maybe I want to go back and put North Carolina through.
Look, I tried telling y'all. I said North Carolina on that last one.
Look at
Yeah,
St. Mary's, Houston, Texas Tech,
Houston. Beat them all 3 times this year. I'm
Purdue,
pretty sure.
Tennessee.
Tennessee.
Give me Tennessee, baby. Wow, what a Final Four! Can we just
okay.
take a moment? Wow, what a
Do we want
selection.
to change the Houston one?
Why would we change?
Or I
the
mean, not
Houston?
the Houston one. St. Mary's
No,
UConn
no,
one.
no.
Nope.
Keep it.
Nope,
Keep it.
I'm
We can
with
go
it.
back now. Auburn, St. Mary's.
This is too far. Auburn.
Yeah, Auburn.
Houston, Tennessee.
Houston.
Yep, I like Houston.
I would have gone Tennessee. All right, Auburn. Or
You would have gone for an all SEC matchup?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Boo.
I don't think Houston's it. I'll say it. I don't
I
think
do.
they're it.
I think they're it.
I
I
think
think
you're
they're
gonna
the best
get
team in college
overruled.
basketball.
I think
I think they just had
too.
one. I just think they had one bad game, and they
No.
needed it. I like Houston.
Houston's not that team.
Houston
They're not
wins
that
the
team.
national championship.
Yep, I'm with you.
They're not that team. We just lost this bracket. We just lost $1 million. Total points. Give me
We
a
lost
number.
on that Sanford pick
Uh-oh.
over Kansas.
Give me a number. Total points.
134.
138.
Damn, you all be doing low. All right.
It's
What did you
Houston.
have?
They hold teams under
did you have?
45 points a game.
Houston's not going to be there, so it won't matter. All right. That's it for that.
I low-key think we should have had higher seed in the Final Four than a 5.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Boys.
I'm just kidding.
Rate the free agencies. Same scale, a little different, I guess. Grab your popcorn. It's basically equivalent to did a good job in the free agency. You made some noise. Mediterranean. It was all right. You got some pickups. It was all right. We got a new one. Wake up, motherfucker. What are you doing? And then there might be one for a few teams that we can make up. But let's start with let's start with a fun one. Atlanta Falcons. Douglas, rate it. If you want me to read who they got, if that will help.
Yeah,
They got
go through it
Kirk Cousins, Darnell Mooney, Charlie Warner, Jeff Okudah. Or no, they lost Jeff Okudah. They lost Mac Hollins. They signed. Yeah, that's it. They lost Jonnu Smith. They got Ray McLeod. I'll go Mediterranean. I think like Kirk Cousins. Some people were saying it's a great. I know Doug, you're kind of a big Kirk Cousins guy. He's 36. He just tore his Achilles. To give him 180 mil for 4 years, kind of a stretch. I know this team's talented, and really that's all you need is Kirk Cousins from last year. But you're taking a chance that you're getting the same guy. An Achilles is not an easy injury to come back from. Like, I'm not a Kirk Cousins hater, but it is a tough injury to come back from. And I think it's like a huge risk to spend that much freaking money on a guy that you don't even know is completely healthy.
All right. I think the contract might be Mediterranean C, but I think the signing is grab your popcorn, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
For Kirk Cousins.
Yes.
So I'm going to rate it a grab your popcorn because I'm a little bit tired of teams maybe focusing on contract and like, oh, this is overpaying maybe slightly for an older guy who can help us win. Your goal in football is to win games. This is going to help you win games, and that is why it's a grab your popcorn for me, regardless of the money that it took. I think it's great signing. The Falcons have needed a quarterback for a while now. I didn't think Mariota played all that bad, especially not to be benched when he was there. But this last season showed that it was evident they needed a quarterback. Kirk Cousins, like we all know, is a very solid, good quarterback that can get the ball to his receivers. So
Yeah,
Mhm.
definitely.
I'll agree. I'll go grab your popcorn here just because they got rid of Desmond Ritter. Great move. I should not. But I like Kirk. I think you're getting him for 2 solid years with this deal, and then you see where he's at from there. I think now you're going to get your tight end more involved. I think Kyle Pitts will be more involved. Hopefully, they use the running backs more this upcoming year. I think they're going to be more solid pick. One question I have with it though is knowing now that Justin Fields was signed for a conventional 6th, like in that trade. If you're the Falcons, would you have rather almost done that and saved kind of some cap room?
no, it's about winning football games, and
Mhm.
Kirk Cousins will be the best quarterback in that division now.
Yeah.
Justin Fields would not have been.
Mhm.
That's fair. The only reason I said it was Mediterranean, like I said, is just
No,
because
I agree.
of the injury. You just don't know. Like, it's not that I don't believe in Kirk Cousins. You just don't know. Like, that's a big risk to spend
And it's money
180 mil. Like, that's a lot of money. And like, I'm not
on an
a
older
hater
guy. On an
usually
older
on an
guy.
older.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not usually a hater on the older signings because like it has worked. Like I've been a result fan of that. Like, but
Yeah.
I've also been on the opposite end of it. So Baltimore. Um Rate the rate the signing. I will let you know their signings. Derrick Henry, they signed a 2-year, $16 million deal. They also got some other guys, nothing crazy. Malik Harrison, Josh Johnson, Brent Urban. But then they also lost some big
Mhm.
names. Patrick Queen gone, Gus Edwards gone, Devin Duvernay gone, Ronald Darby gone.
They still have Justin Matabuke. Is that right?
Mhm.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
they re-signed him.
Mhm.
Okay.
I don't know how I feel about this because Derrick Henry, if he can play like he did a couple years ago, like kind of towards his prime, I think it's grab your popcorn. I don't know what Derrick Henry we're going to get. Obviously, I like Gus Edwards, but he always gets injured, so I understand that move. Patrick Queen is a good pickup. I think it's kind of an upper level Mediterranean C for me. I don't really think it's too much grab your popcorn, but I still think it's Mediterranean for me.
I'm the complete opposite.
Yeah.
I think that it's in between Mediterranean Sea and Wake Up,
Mm.
motherfucker. Like you lost Patrick Queen. What are you doing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like
you still got
he's the
Roquan Smith though. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, but Patrick Queen is younger and he's like the middle of the defense. And Derrick Henry's getting older.
But,
I I like Derrick Henry. If
mm,
I, hopefully, become a coach someday and at the high school level, I want a running back like Derrick Henry. I
mhm.
like big running backs. I like goal line threats. I like guys that can get me yards. He's getting older. You lost Patrick Queen.
had his
I'm
worst
gonna go
season last year.
Mediterranean, but it's a little bit questionable to me this offseason.
Yeah, for a team that was maybe 1, 2 moves away, it felt like they lost a lot of guys just to get
Mm.
one really big name in a running back that has
They don't.
honestly, they've been successful with their running back committee.
Yeah,
Like, if
they
you
really
look at
have.
last regular season, they don't need a Derrick
Mm.
Henry. They can just load up their running back room with 4 or 5 guys that can all run like a freaking Mack truck, and they'll be fine. Like, they still do they not have J.K. Dobbins still? Like,
I'm not sure that they do.
I don't know that off the top of my head, but if they do, like,
I'll look it up. I'll
again,
look it up
just
real quick.
I mean, like, l I don't know. I don't know, that's all I'm gonna say.
J.K. Dobbins is a running. Yeah, he's still with the
Mhm.
Ravens.
I
So
think
yeah,
I'll give it a wake up, motherfucker. Like, come on, man. Let's
I
go
agree.
to one of the most interesting ones. Chicago Bears. The Bears.
Dope.
Obviously, they lost Justin Fields, traded him away. They lost Darnell Mooney, as I mentioned before. Not a ton of guys they lost. Who did they get? DeAndre Swift. Kevin Byard, Gerald Everett, underrated signing, I will say that. They also got Jonathan Owens, another underrated signing, and they traded for Keenan Allen to supply that receiver room. And if you forgot, they have the number 1 draft pick
And 9.
and number 9.
This is a grab your popcorn. I mean, what are we talking
Yeah.
about, boys? How did they get a number 1 receiver that is like a top end number 1 wide receiver for that little? I mean, that's not even free agency. That's part of the trade market. But that was a great get by them. Super fun to be a Bears fan right now. At Matt Shaw, right?
Yeah,
Our-
Finally.
my roommate, the Bears fan.
Something.
Yeah. I think it's a fun time to be the Bears fans. Obviously, you lost Fields for a 6th rounder. Not great. Conditional, but not wonderful. I still think the additions outweigh the subtractions by a lot. By a lot. And this team wasn't so bad last year. And they have the 1st and 9th pick. Grab your popcorn for the Bears.
Yeah. I think it's crazy how a couple months ago we were like, "Ooh, they should keep Fields. They should draft Marvin Harrison Jr." But now with the Keenan Allen pickup, this just makes a lot of sense. I think the only negative you could take from their free agency is they might have overpaid Swift a little bit. But besides that, I think.
How much was it? What was the deal?
Give me 1 sec.
Yeah,
I can pull it up.
Keep going, kid.
Yeah, I just think it's a little bit a lot for him, but you got to feel bad for Fields. They finally rebuilt right as soon as they're getting rid of you. But I think this definitely sets up a lot of successful opportunities for Caleb Williams coming in.
He is getting paid $24 million for 3 years and is guaranteed $15 million of it.
It's because the Bears don't have the best O line. That's probably just a little bit, but
Chicago, grab your popcorn. Definitely, they made all the moves to. I think Doug, we were talking about this with our mock draft. We talk about situations, putting QBs in the right situation, surrounding him with guys like DJ Moore, who just came off the best season he's had so far in the NFL, and then Keenan Allen, who's a veteran guy who also had a great season last year. What more can you ask for? You are giving this man the foundation to have a great rookie year with the Chicago Bears team, which a month ago, I don't know if I would have said the same thing. I don't know if he was going into a great situation. And now I'm feeling pretty damn confident about it. So, obviously, all the places have to part, guys have to have chemistry with each other, but I really like the moves. They are making the moves that needed to be done. I guess the only question, and maybe they can go supplement it in the draft. Do they need more defensive guys? Maybe. So Jonathan Owens was a good move, though. That was a good move. So, all right, let's
I
go.
think what they've done on offense is clinical almost. When you talk about DeAndre Swift replacing not David Montgomery. Who was last?
Wasn't Herbert, right?
It
was a different
oh
one.
yeah,
It
yeah.
was Khalil Herbert.
It was Khalil Herbert. There's also another one.
I know.
But the fact is that DeAndre Swift, you're looking up.
Yeah.
DeAndre Swift is at best a replacement, if not an upgrade. Keenan Allen for Darnell Mooney. I don't know if we've ever seen as much of a upgrade at a singular position as that. DJ Moore is your 2nd wide receiver now. That's huge for the Bears and Caleb Williams.
They had Dante Foreman too, but it's mostly Khalil Herbert.
Yeah, Khalil Herbert then.
Next one. I'm sorry. Dallas Cowboys. News just broke out today. Leighton Vander Esch is medically retiring from the NFL. Would you like me to say all the guys they lost to, or no?
Respect for the Wolf. Happy retirement. Feel bad. Yeah, go ahead.
Tyron
Who do we
Smith.
lose? Tell us
Tyron
everyone we
Smith
lost.
is gone. Tony Pollard is gone. Dorrance Armstrong is gone. Tyler Biadasz, I don't know how to say his last
Biotish.
name. Yep. And then Neville Gallimore, all gone.
And so
We
surely
signed.
we
Did
definitely
sign.
signed some people, right? Surely with all that we just got rid of, we signed someone.
You signed your long snapper, Trent Seg,
We're saved. We're saved.
and Rico Dodal, which I believe is
Mhm.
Rowdy Dodal or whatever his name is.
Dowdle, I thought.
Dowdle, Rico Dowdle.
Yeah, Dowdle,
Yep.
yeah. So
Um,
those are
We signed that linebacker from the Chargers too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
who is that? Eric Kendricks? Is
Derrick
that
Kendricks,
who?
yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good pickup. That's a good
Yep.
pickup.
That is a good
Oh, I
pickup,
see that
actually.
now.
Solid pickup.
Yeah.
But it is a
Yeah.
wake up motherfucker.
So
Like, Kaden, you go.
Jerry Jones, you know, when you say all in, I didn't know that we had different conceptions of what all in was for me, especially, you know, with Dak, CeeDee Lamb, their contracts expire next year. Parsons' contract expires next year. You have 2 years to win a Super Bowl now, and you lose the best left tackle in football. You lose a top 10 center in football. You lose good defenders. And our cap, we still have only $8 million in cap somehow after losing all this. What the fuck are we doing? And here's what pisses me off. You lose Tony Pollard, right? The guy that you released Zeke for last year so you could keep and franchise tag Tony Pollard because he was going to be your guy. And I don't even
And you
think he had a
got rid of him.
terrible. I don't think he had a terrible year last year. Not the production is, you know, not being that number 2 option, but you let him go to the Titans. Okay, there's a good running back market out there, right? Derrick Henry's out there. Didn't even give him a phone call, and he has a house in Dallas. All right, you know, Zach Moss is out there, is decent option. Didn't want to pay him $7 million. That's what he asked us. Didn't pay him $7 million. So now we have Deuce Vaughn and Rico Dowdle as our running back room.
Maybe you guys will sign like Leonard Fournette or like.
There was all those
Is
running backs.
Clyde- is Clyde-
Oh my God, Saquon was on the market. Didn't even make
Is
him an
Clyde-
offer.
Is Clyde Edwards-Helaire still on the market? I think
Yeah.
maybe. I think that wouldn't be a bad get for you guys.
No, any running back that has experience at this point would be any. Zeke's on the market. Bring him back on a minimum. Also, in our receiving core, we let Michael Gallup walk, and we haven't
Yeah, I
replaced
think I saw
our
that.
wide receiver number 3 yet. Our O-line's decimated. Our defense is decimated.
It's
We
a
suck.
shit show down there.
Yeah, also, I
This
don't
is worse than a
correct
shit
me if
show.
any of these are wrong. This is kind of a hard side
Mhm.
to look at. Michael Gallup gone, Stephon Gilmore gone, Jaron Curse.
So
Might go.
Curse and Gilmore, they're not gone, but they haven't been re-signed yet. So they're
Got
just
it.
their agents.
out
But
there.
Jonathan So yeah, these don't have like signings yet, but Jonathan Hankins and then Chuma Edoga.
yeah.
So
Yeah, we suck. I'll see. I'm a Texans fan next year. I'll be back in 2025 seeing what we do. I can't support this franchise anymore now after 24 years. This is almost the last straw for me.
This might be the Cowboys' year that they stop saying it's our year.
I should be. You know what? And watch us. We're gonna have no expectations, and we'll see ourselves in a conference championship. No, we suck.
I'm sorry, Kaden. I'm so sorry.
Okay. It's okay. Because I know there's one other franchise that has it just as bad as me, so it's okay.
Yeah, I also have Wake Up Motherfucker. I don't really know what you guys. I mean, you would think after, no offense, you would think that after a playoff loss like you had to the Green Bay Packers, it'd be kind of a slap in the face, but it felt like you got slapped in the face and then started crying.
Yep.
That's what this felt like a little bit. So,
Wait, you remember the running back from the Packers that puts up 250 and 3 touchdowns on us every time he's in AT&T Stadium, and how he was a free agent and we didn't offer him either? That's crazy. That's insane.
Or the
Shug,
back.
what's your rating?
Yeah.
It's a wake up, motherfucker.
Yeah.
There's no other place to call it for Cowboys right now.
All right, well, there is one team that's worse than the Cowboys. That is the Denver Broncos. Let me list off everyone that we lost. Why don't I? Russell Wilson gone. We're actually paying him to be on another team. Quite a bit of money to be on another team, actually.
30-something million.
Simmons. One of the best free safeties in the game. Bye, Justin Simmons. Jerry Jeudy, that was actually a good move, weirdly enough. Bye, Jerry Jeudy. Welcome to the Browns. Josie Jewell, best linebacker. Goodbye. Who else? Cody. No, we just signed Cody Barton. Lloyd Cushenberry.
That's not a good signing. He's from the Seahawks. It's not a good signing.
Lloyd Cushenberry. He's gone. Lineman. Yeah, no, we don't want to protect our quarterbacks. Why would we do that? Oh wait, we don't have a fucking quarterback. Who else did we get rid of? Anybody else that I'm missing? I feel like I'm forgetting someone.
We had to get rid of Cameron Curl. Is that who is the safety that left earlier in the year before free
Oh,
agent?
Kareem Jackson.
Kareem Jackson. Sorry.
Yeah, he already signed with the Texans. Yeah. But there is great news. We signed probably the best receiver on our team, little Jordan Humphrey. And we also signed we re-signed our kicker who missed about 4 field goals last year. So that makes a whole lot of sense. I think he's giving what's his name? What's our head? Sean Payton. Sorry, all I can think of is dumb fuck. Will Lutz. We re-signed our kicker Will Lutz because I think he gives handies to Sean Payton under the table, and that's what the Broncos did.
Hunter, rate the Broncos offseason.
This is not even like a wake up. This is like a how's hell. Like this is like
Sell the franchise.
it's like literally sell the franchise. Like
Burn it.
I think like what's a loyal city that deserves a team more than Denver right now?
Salt Lake City.
No, we need like a team that like middle of nowhere. Give me fucking like Sioux Falls, South Dakota or something. Sioux Falls Broncos sounds better than Denver right now. I can't fucking stand them. I don't know what's happening up there in the organization, but apparently we're rebuilding, and some of our fans are excited about this rebuild. I can't wait to have a mediocre JJ McCarthy on a mediocre fucking team that has no fucking receivers to throw to. Yeah, that sounds like a great fucking situation to build them up in. Yeah, good job, guys. Oh, and did I already mention that we have $85 million fucking dollars in dead cap space?
Yeah.
Let's give up on our fucking plan so we can go pay him to play somewhere else.
All right, I have to say this as we are Seahawks, right? Oh wait, that's Kraken. The Seahawks, Cowboys, Broncos fans. I'm so sorry for you guys because it's so bad over there. I mean, the Cowboys are at least starting off from like a good point, though, and maybe are regressing a little bit. The Broncos, though, starting off. Oh my! I feel so bad. I feel so bad. It's a wake up, motherfucker. The Broncos. I don't know what else to say besides that.
I think it's sell the franchise or a fucking love letter to hell. I don't know, one of the two.
Yeah. Oh fuck! If the Cowboys fans, if we're feeling like we're in the pit of hell right now, then ooh,
They're
I don't know how much deep. I don't know how much deeper we can get, but that's where you guys are.
Apparently,
yeah. Watch you guys win 7 games somehow next year too, out of nowhere.
Make the fucking Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Broncos are so bad they'll fuck up a rebuild. All right, going to Green Bay because this one's an interesting one. Kind of went under the radar. They lost Jonathan Owens. They lost Aaron Jones. They lost John Runyon. They also lost No, they signed Xavier McKinney. My bad. Yeah, they signed Xavier McKinney. They signed Josh Jacobs. They signed AJ Dillon. They signed or re-signed Kayshawn Nixon. They re-signed Corey Ballantyne, Tyler Davis, Robert Rochelle, Darnell Savage left, which was a pretty good safety for them. They lost two safeties. Players that haven't re-signed yet: David Bakhtiari, Jonathan Ford, Eric Wilson, Josiah DeGuara, Daniel Whelan, and Christian Upoff. Remember, doesn't mean they won't re-sign. It's just they haven't signed yet. So
I'm going to go Mediterranean Sea for them. It depends on if they re-sign David Bakhtiari or not, really, for me. If they re-sign him, it will be Mediterranean for sure. If they manage to lose Bakhtiari,
yeah,
it starts to become an issue because I think this team is on the up. I think Green Bay can make a big jump coming in this upseason or in this upcoming season. Jordan Love played really well. He can continue to play better. Josh Jacobs for Aaron Jones. That just makes a lot of sense. Why? Yeah, like we're getting younger, we're getting better. I didn't even think Josh Jacobs would be available for them. I thought re-signing AJ Dillon was their best possibility, which I think AJ Dillon's a good back, by the way. But the 1-2 will still remain, and that's why I'm tentatively on the Mediterranean Sea.
okay,
I'm with Dodge on this one. I think it would have been pretty sweet if they could have kept Aaron Jones and Josh Jacobs as a little 1-2 punch, but don't give me that. It would have been gross, but I don't know. Losing Josh Jacobs to Minnesota kind of sucks. Or not Josh, no, Aaron Jones to Minnesota kind of sucks. I feel
Yeah.
like, but I agree with you. The whole Bakhtiari signing or not signing is going to be big for them. Being the youngest team, you want to keep your veterans, keep your young core together. But I think it's kind of just a lateral offseason for them. Maybe a little bit up, but yeah, I'll go Mediterranean.
okay. I'll also go Mediterranean. I don't know. To me, this is like a stalemate. Like they didn't necessarily like, in my opinion, they didn't necessarily get like a whole lot better, but they also didn't really get worse. Like it feels like they just kind of like, oh, we lost that guy. Okay, we'll replace him. We lost that guy. We'll replace him. I
Do you think they
agree though. Bakhtiari, if they don't re-sign him, that'll be huge. So what's up?
Do you think they got better at the running back position with the Jacobs and losing Jones?
Jacobs is too inconsistent for me to like say, but Aaron Jones is also injured all the time. So it's like kind of like, would you rather have inconsistency or injuries? Because when Jones is in, he's really good.
He
It's just it
is.
feels like he's always injured.
He is always injured. I think it's an upgrade because I believe Jacobs is younger by a few years, right?
Yeah, no, he is. He
Jacobs.
is. He is.
Yeah.
He is.
So I think it's a better replacement just from the fact that they can get more longevity of him. Josh
Yeah.
Jacobs also tends not to get injured from the Raiders. He would kind of play a pounded out type offense, and he always managed to stay healthy.
Yeah.
I like it. Really depends on Dave Bakhtiari, like we all said.
Okay. Next team, Miami Dolphins. Players they lost: Jerome Baker, Deshaun Elliott, Cedric Wilson, Andrew Van Ginkel, Jordan Brooks. Jordan Brooks
No,
signed, my bad.
yeah, they signed with Jordan.
Christian Wilkins, gone. Raekwon Davis, gone. Brandon Jones, gone. Robert Hunt, gone. Players to still sign: Xavier Howard, Emmanuel Ogba, Chase Claypool, Eli Apple, Tyler Croft, I'm trying to think, River Craycraft, Bruce Irvin, Justin Houston, Calvin Munson. Players they signed. This is a big list: Jordan Brooks, Aaron Brewer, Kendall Fuller, Jonnu Smith, Siren Neal, Neville Gallimore, Anthony Walker Jr., Salvin Ahmed, Isaiah Wynn, Drake Driscoll, Braxton Berrios, Jonathan Harris, Deshaun Hand, Jody Fortson, Benito Jones, Shaq Barrett, Jordan Poyer.
I think I'll go Mediterranean Sea for the Dolphins on this. I like the Shaq Barrett and Poyer pickups for their defense. That was their weakness last year. But besides those two, it kind of felt like a lot of plug and place with everyone else. What they lost, they brought in kind of same-ish level talent across the board. I would just go Mediterranean. Nothing really too exciting besides those two that they got on their defense for me.
I completely agree with you, Kaden. I think it's Mediterranean. I think you're leaving out one linebacker, Jordan Brooks from the
Yep.
Seahawks. He
Yep.
played really good for Seattle. Had I think over 100 plus tackles pretty much every season. He was a starter, so he's a solid linebacker. He'll beef up this, especially run defense, which they've needed. And I think it's kind of a wash that they've kind of mixed and matched, losing River Craycraft but gaining back Braxton Berrios. They are really the same type of player. So
Yeah, I think kind of similar to Green Bay, it's kind of plug and play. Like it's just like chess match of like moving this piece forward and then getting this piece back. It'll be interesting to see how much work they put in the draft to go get some guys. I know I had Miami possibly getting like Jerzon Newton or I know we talked about Byron Murphy. I think those are two great options. They need to replace some D line guys though, because they had two guys, Jalen Phillips, Bradley Chubb, both go down last year. Whether it's D end, whether it's right outside linebacker, left outside linebacker, or D tackle, they need somebody up there because they're hurting. So,
yeah, I agree with that.
all right, this one's one of the more interesting ones. New York Giants players they lost: Ashawn Robinson, Xavier McKinney, Tyrod Taylor, Saquon Barkley, Ben
Holy,
Bredesen. Players that they haven't signed yet. Holy shit. Adoree Jackson, Isaiah Simmons, Paris Campbell, Matt Breda, uh, Sterling Shepard, Jared Davis, Randy Bullock, Isaiah Hodgins, Benton Whitley. The rest of the names I don't really know. Players they did sign: John Runyon, Devin Singletary, Drew Lock, Horsecock Lock, baby, Carter Coughlin, Gunnar Olszewski, Chris Manertz, Aaron Stinney, Austin Schlottman, Jack Stoll, Jalen Mills, Isaiah McKenzie. I'll say it. Wake up, motherfucker. What are you doing? You lost the identity of the only thing good for your offense, Saquon Barkley, and you lost him to a division rival of all things. Come on now. Come on. You didn't pick up a QB. You're stuck with Daniel Jones. I mean, you did get Horsecock Lock, but I mean, he's only good if, you know, put him in
if
at
you
back.
want to throw interceptions,
Uh-oh. Drew Lock, Cock, Flock, fuck, shit. Hate. You lost Xavier McKinney, another player that I think is underrated. Devin Singletary, I mean, he's all right, but we saw with the Texans, he wasn't used that much. So wake up, motherfucker. I don't know what you're doing.
I like the Brian Birds trade, but besides that, I don't know. It sounds like they have half a roster that they need to re-sign. They're probably, I know they have some cap, but Daniel Jones eats up a lot of that, and he had a terrible year last year. You lose Saquon, who, injury prone as he is, he's still one of the best running backs in the league. To the Eagles, you put yourself in a hole there. So they need to wake up, in my opinion.
I agree with both of you. It's a sweep for wake up, motherfucker, and you just can't lose Saquon Barkley. You just can't. And the signing of Drew Lock doesn't make that much sense, in my opinion, because you have
More
Daniel
mid.
Jones. You spent a lot of money on Daniel Jones. And then you have a rookie, Tommy DeVito, who did not play terrible when he was in. It seems like the competition is already there for Daniel Jones. If he fails again, you have Tommy DeVito to put in. And then you add in Drew Lock, and it's like you spent a lot of money, but like why
Yeah.
on a backup quarterback that's not going to really do much more than Tommy DeVito? And even then, Tommy DeVito is younger. He's honestly probably better. The problem with Drew Lock has been consistent throughout his time here, time in the NFL. So it's not like really see him developing into a starter either.
Yep. Yep. Okay, 4 more teams. Then we're done. Billy. This one's interesting. Who'd they lose? Mariota, Opeta, DeAndre Swift, Kevin Byard, Nicholas Morrow, Fletcher Cox, Jason Kelsey, people yet to sign Boston Scott, Shaq Leonard, Rashad Penny, Zacchaeus, Quez Watkins, Sean Bradley, Zach Cunningham, and Avonte Maddox. People they did sign: Bryce Huff, big deal, $51 million for 3 years. Saquon Barkley, $37 million for 3 years. Devontae Parker, Oren Burks, Devin White, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, Matt Hennessy, Braden Mann, Rick Lovato, Zach Bond, my bad. I'll go first. I think it's I'll lean on the grab your popcorn. They made the big moves they needed. CJ Gardner-Johnson, getting him back, I think huge. They needed help in the secondary. They got it. They needed some more pressure. Bryce Huff could be a good guy. I think they overpaid maybe a little bit for him, but that's just the price of a fucking pass rusher nowadays. And then Saquon Barkley, it's gonna be dangerous, man. Hurts and Saquon in the backfield. Plus, I don't know if they can re-sign like a Boston Scott or get like a second option too. That's a dangerous team in the run game. I think I would have liked to seen them maybe with some of the receivers that they haven't re-signed yet. I would have liked to see them maybe go get another one, but yeah,
So yeah, I'm gonna go grab your popcorn. They they do kind of have the second option in Kenneth Gainwell at running back. I know it's
oh, that's
nothing
right.
like
That's right.
spectacular. I don't think Boston Scott's really needed for them though. I think Kenneth Gainwell fills that role enough. Signing Saquon, like you said, CJ Gardner Johnson again, huge. Losing
Good.
Jason Kelsey, not great, but they do have a solid Nebraska guy coming in for him, Cam Jurgens. And I do think that like the Eagles set themselves up to be prolific. What the Ravens did with they have Lamar and getting Derrick Henry is what the Eagles have now, but younger. And I
Yeah.
think that's more dynamic. I think that's something that really could be game changing in the NFL is having a read option with Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley. Who do you take?
Yeah.
That's difficult. So that's why it's a grab your popcorn. Um, like you said, big signings.
Yeah, I'll agree with you too. The Eagles struggled.
Hurting
They
over there
str-
to say that.
they struggled to end last season, and they addressed. It seemed like all the needs, what they to make their team be back at the top of the NFC. Saquon's huge for them. I think doing this brings life into the Eagles after the way they struggled to end the year. This is exactly what you need to do as an organization that's expected to be a top tier team when you kind of falter out. So grab your popcorn. They're going to be dangerous top 2, I think, in the NFC next year.
Sorry, I'm yawning. Yes. I'm like tearing up. My bad. One
Yeah.
second.
You love the Eagles, man.
Yeah.
Kind of like Jason over
Ooh,
here.
damn.
No
Didn't
offense
know
to
I was
Jason.
that emotional with the Eagles. All right. Going to our next team. Made some fucking splash, man. Want to talk about water park? Pittsburgh Steelers. Big names. Signed Russell Wilson for $1 million. Got Justin Fields for $6 million. Balling at the QB position. They dished out that shitty ass QB by the name of. They also got rid of Mitch Trubisky. They also got rid of Mason Rudolph. They picked up Patrick Queen. They got Van Jefferson. They did make some weird moves at the receiver position because they also dished out Quentin Johnston or
Deontay.
yeah, that's his name. Deontay Johnson. Wow, I'm getting my receivers. It's late, boys. Damn. Deontay Johnson. Still yet to sign Allen Robinson, so that could be interesting. They have quite a few guys that they need to re-sign, such as like Quan Alexander, Keanu O'Neal, Mason Cole, Levi Wallace, Miles Boykin. But I like the moves. You got to give them grab your popcorn just for getting 2 starting QBs for under $5 million.
Yep.
That's nuts. That is nuts. Plus Patrick Queen. That's a good pick too. So I got to give them grab your popcorn.
Yeah. Always a grab your popcorn when another team will pay 35 out of 36 quarterback money for the year. That's all I gotta say. I like the
Doug,
moves.
do you have anything to say?
Yeah, this is a grab your popcorn times 2. Yeah. Absolutely like lovely moves. Getting Patrick Queen, getting Russell Wilson, getting Justin Fields. Like, how did they manage that? How did they manage what they got? Really weird decision on getting rid of Deontay Johnson. I'm not a fan of it. Signing Van Jefferson is not enough because they had a really good 1-2 punch with Deontay Johnson and George Pickens. Now, I don't think they necessarily do. Russell doesn't love throwing to tight ends. If you've seen in his past, tight ends are not his biggest target. So I don't think the Pat Fryermuth thing is going to necessarily be like, oh, he's another receiver. So they need to go get another receiver to replace Deontay Johnson beyond Van Jefferson. But just absolutely clinical on how to get good quarterbacks for less money. I mean, Russell Wilson on vet min. That's nuts. That's absolutely nuts. This team made the playoffs last year with bad quarterback play. This team with Russell Wilson, if Russell Wilson plays well and they get a wide receiver 2 or a wide receiver 1, can compete for AFC Championship.
How does it feel to live my dream? Yeah, they did make good moves. They did. And people are calling for Mike Tomlin's head. Don't know why, but whatever. Tennessee Titans. Under the radar. Good free agency. Got rid of Aaron Brewer, Travis Gibson, Al Shahir. Not a good loss. Danico Autry, Derrick Henry, obviously. Sean Bunting, Chris Moore. Who'd they pick up, though? Calvin Ridley, Lloyd Cushenberry, Owuzie, Tony Pollard, Kenneth Murray, Nick Folk, Mason Rudolph, Nick Westbrook, Shadiq Charles, Julius Chestnut. Sounds like a Christmas name. Players to yet re-sign: Ryan Tannehill, Andre Dillard, Terrell Edmonds, Christian Fulton, Chris Hubbard. The rest are nobodies. All right, rate it.
I'm gonna go Mediterranean Sea for the Tennessee Titans, and the reason being, you lose Derrick Henry. While we know Tajay Spears is still there, and I think we all generally have a good favorable rating of Spears. Losing Derrick Henry is never like a good idea. Obviously, they signed Tony Pollard. Solid. I just think with their re-signings outstanding, and with those that they did sign versus those that they lost, it's kind of a wash in how well their net team plays. I think really the difference between this team last season and this year will be the development of Will Levis rather than the signings that we saw during free agency.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go Mediterranean Sea as well. I think Pollard and Tajay Spears could be a nice little combo. I think Pollard needs that. He could be successful kind of in that system. Like Dodge said, it's kind of a lot of lateral. It's going to mostly depend on the development of the younger guys in their quarterback system. And I like Calvin Ridley as a pickup. I think he got overpaid. He got a bag. He got a
92
bag,
mil,
but
92 mil
yeah.
for 4
So
years.
he's going to have to produce for them. He's going to have to be their number one choice. But I like that move, and I think we'll just see with the Titans. I don't expect them really to be too good next year, but I think they could be kind of a solid team.
They still have D-Hop, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they have D-Hop.
So you think Ridley is the number one and D-Hop's the number two there?
I don't know. I feel like Ridley will get more targets. I think it will help because D-Hop, most of his stuff was just long shots last year.
Yeah.
Until the end of the year, he really turned up late
Burks
season
there
last year.
too.
Yeah. I just feel like if you're going to pay someone that much money, a young guy like that, you're going to have to almost make him one of your top receivers, your
I hear you.
top target.
I think they overpaid for Calvin Ridley. He couldn't stay healthy last year. And I mean, he had some good games, but not $92 million games. And I think they're trying to surround Will Levis with a good offense, bringing Tony Pollard in, bringing Calvin Ridley in, but I don't know if it'll work. We'll see. I think they'll be kind of a tough middle of the pack team again. I don't know. I don't see them like being any more of a playoff contender than they already were. Maybe, maybe they may be more of a playoff contender, but I don't know. Mediterranean. All right, 2 more teams. Seattle Seahawks first.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's start. Well, yeah, you go through the rundown like you've been doing, and then go through it again.
Who'd they lose? DJ Dallas, Damian Lewis, Jake Curhan, Devin Bush, Will Disley, Colby Parkinson, Jordan Brooks, Drew Lock, Bobby Wagner, Jamal Adams, Quandre Diggs.
Gonna go to pickups now.
No, I was just gonna leave it there.
Please.
Pickup. Leonard Williams was a re-signing. Noah Fant was a re-signing. Rayshad Jenkins was a pickup. Jerome Baker was a pickup. Pharaoh Brown was a pickup. Nick Harris, Tremaine Antrim, Tyrell Dodson, George Fant, Artie Burns.
And of course, we got Sam Howell with that trade.
Yep.
I think it's been a Mediterranean Sea for my Seahawks. I think while we lost a lot, especially of older talent on the defensive side, I'm looking forward to Mike McDaniel's defensive scheme. We got Tyrell Dodson, the highest graded linebacker, I believe, on PFF last season, which is kind of an underrated signing, but also sometimes PFF scores don't matter at all. So it depends on what you think about PFF or not. I'm a little worried about our linebacking core, to say the least, because we only have Dodson and we've lost all the rest of our linebackers. I think that's a spot that we might try and shore up in the draft. I think we kept solid young people on the D line, which is where I think we've kept. That's like Seahawks tradition. We re-signed, or we got George Fant back. I didn't like him when he was here, but I think he's going to be a backup behind Abraham Lucas and Charles Cross. I think we have a really solid team. I think this just maintains a solid team status with Sam Howell being the possible future to Geno Smith. So I think it's a Mediterranean.
Well, compared to our teams, it's a grab your popcorn, but like it's Mediterranean as well. You just got a couple needs in the draft you guys will fill up, and then you'll be right back to where you were last year, competitive in the NFC. So it's just Mediterranean.
I'm gonna promote our mock draft. I think you guys are gonna go get Latu and be happy. I think
I'd
that's
be
Mediterranean
jacked if we
free
got
agents.
too.
So yeah, there's that. Going to our last team, the Commanders. What an
Ooh.
offseason. What an offseason. Yes, they just got rid of Sam Howell to the Seahawks, but they have the number 2 pick. Who else did they get rid of? You may be wondering. Shadiq Charles, Antonio Gibson, Jacoby Brissett, Kendall Fuller, Cameron Curl, Joey Sly, Cody Barton, Curtis Samuel. Who did they pick up? Frankie Louvu, Dorrance Armstrong, Tyler, I don't know how to say his last name, Nick Allegretti, Bobby Wagner, Austin Eckler, Jeremy Reeves, Marcus Mariota, Jeremy Chin, Cleveland Farrell, Brandon McManus, Michael Davis, Noah, fuck if I know, F.A. Obata, Anthony Pittman, Jamison Crowder, Dante Fowler Jr. That's just a list of few. Give me that
Never,
popcorn,
yeah,
baby. Give me that popcorn. This team's making moves. They got some old guys, sure, but I like it, man.
mm,
Bobby's gonna lead the defense. Pick up a guy like Eckler, who people think is washed. I think he'll do great. They got him for a steal, low key. 2 years ago, you could not get this man for $8 million on 2-year deal. Now they're getting him at $8 million. Are you kidding me? He's gonna go off. Cleveland Farrell, another guy that they got for cheap. Frankie Louvu, he's been balling the last couple of years. That's a good signing. I like this team.
Fowler.
Yeah,
Fowler's a
Fowler's
good
a good
pickup.
pickup too.
yep. Never thought you'd say grab your popcorn for the Commanders, but here we are. They took Dan Quinn, they signed him, and then he raided the Cowboys team. He took all his boys with him, Biotish, Armstrong. No, it's just I don't know, building a better culture that the Commanders have had in the last couple of decades. Now that under new management, these are the moves that they need to make, and it hurts seeing the Commanders make all these great moves when your team doesn't in the same division. So.
I'm thinking about the fact that we've talked about every NFC East team on here, and two of them are grab your popcorns, and that makes it even more unfortunate that the Cowboys are
All in,
wake up.
baby.
Yeah, great for the Commanders. While they got rid of Sam Howell, they know they're getting a quarterback in the draft. They got Mariota, who is a solid veteran backup. Let's not forget the last time he was a starter. I thought he played well enough to at least continue at the Falcons before they benched him. Then they got Bobby Wagner, another veteran that's an all pro pretty much every season he plays, future Hall of Famer. What a stud. And also they're teaming back up with Dan Campbell. And I honestly think this Commanders team, kind of like last season, could sneak in again to playoffs. Of course, last season for some reason they got rid of Chase Young and Montez Sweat by like game 3, and they had no shot after that. But with the signings that they've had with Dante Fowler Jr. replacing at the edge, I think they're set up to have a really good defense. And if their quarterback play, whoever it is, whether it's Mariota, which it probably won't be, but whether it's Mariota, Daniels, or Drake May.
Caleb Williams. Oh, I'm just kidding. I'm
If
just kidding.
if it was Caleb Williams, dog, no. This team has a shot. This team has a shot. Cam Ward. I know he went to Miami, but
All right. So that's it. I mean, we could talk about all the teams if we wanted to, but that's it for Rate the Free Agency. What a freaking podcast. Did not expect it to go this long, but a lot to talk about, man. It's March, one of the best times of the year. It's March and October, 2 best months of the year. We're living one of them right now. So, all right, boys. Another great pod. Appreciate y'all. Anything left to say?
Thank you for having us.
Once again, everyone go spam Dodge's Instagram. Say happy 50th. Great year for him. So, all right. Thanks for listening.